Hello and welcome to Auburn on Main podcast. This is episode 38 and my name is Jonathan Glover, communications manager for the city of Auburn, and I'm joined by the mustachioed Chester Boyd.
The stash is back, yes.
Stash
it's
is
not
back.
Movember, but you will never see me without a mustache.
Movember is November, right?
Yes.
Okay. I've never actually done it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I've
always
told
has a
this story
beard.
before. Every time we shave, you try to get a little mustache going just to see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the girls' version of bangs.
Yeah.
Like you try it every couple months and then you're like, nah, I still can't pull it off. And I've never been able to pull off a mustache.
Yeah. If I could grow a chevron, that'd be great.
I don't know what that is.
The chevron? It's like the Magnum PI. Anybody know
Oh,
Tom Selleck?
I love Magnum PI.
I know Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
Who
he's
doesn't
got
know
the
him?
best mustache.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Cool.
Anyway.
And we're joined today by Miss Auburns, freshly crowned a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
So we got Malia, Watanabe-Collier, right?
Yep.
Miss Auburn's outstanding teen, and then Chandler Groce, Miss Auburn.
Yes.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you for joining us on the podcast today. We're gonna quickly catch up. Chester, what have you been up to?
Well, Valentine's Day passed by. I probably shouldn't even touch that, but like,
Did you have a Valentine?
well, in case any exes are listening, I definitely did not sit at home and just watch a bunch of documentaries. But yeah, I just watched I don't know, it was Unsolved Mysteries and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was chill.
Okay.
I
Then
liked
on
it.
Netflix?
Yeah.
That
So,
show always bugs me because I don't know why I do this, but every episode I'm like, man, it's unsolved.
yeah, it's kind
I
of
was
weird.
really
It's
hoping
like,
for some resolution, but it's literally in the name, so I don't know what I'm expecting.
you got to follow that with Cold Case. And then, okay, there's some resolution
The
there.
Gabby Petito documentary. We just watched that. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to watch it, but my cousin said, no, we're not watching that.
Oof. Okay. It was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
And in case anyone's wondering, yes, the teeth are blue now.
Is there?
Yeah, there's an update since we're on video. So what about you, Jonathan?
I've been climbing a lot. We've been climbing a lot, doing a lot of top rope climbing. It's been fun. Pickleball will start next week again. We had a 2-week hiatus because we had a bye week and then President's Day, so we didn't get to do that. And then I don't know. I don't. It's just I don't. It's just the busiest month ever because of the state of the city.
Yes,
So
all the days are blending.
absolutely. But yeah, a lot of top rope climbing. That's been fun at Edgeworks. Let me know if you want to go.
I do. I'm always
I'll
down
make
to
sure you don't
take
fall
my
and
mind
die.
off. Yeah, definitely climbing. I
Have
actually
you, have you been climbing before either?
I grew up somewhere where a lot of people went to go do that often.
In North Carolina, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In the mountains. But I only went probably once or twice when I was very young.
So I've never actually outdoor climbed.
Oh, yeah?
Just indoor.
Yeah.
Which is much incredibly easy compared to outdoor climbing, but I'm not opposed to it. I've never been. Leah, how about you?
My kindergarten teacher really loved climbing, and so she kind of got me into it. But I went like a couple times in kindergarten, but that's it.
Oh, okay.
And I really wanted to be a mountain climber when I grew up for like
Well, you
3
still have
weeks.
when you grew up, you're 14. You still have so much time. You're still growing up.
Yeah, I've changed paths a couple times.
Okay, well, you still could. Kids are just really good at climbing, just freakishly good at climbing.
One question: is there like a rivalry between like rock climbing and like tree climbing? Because I'm pretty good at tree climbing.
I've never thought about this in my entire life. I don't think who tree climbs. Like,
I used to climb palm trees to get.
well,
the
I think that's
coconut,
like a thing everybody does. Is like here, I'm bored. I'm just gonna climb a tree.
Yeah. Well,
I think
there's a
that
goal at the
if there's one thing I know about the climbing community, they're open to anything. They
Well,
will
like,
accept any
Climbing
climber.
a redwood tree, like
that'd
that.
be insane.
Yeah, that'd be incredibly hard. You'd
Yeah.
have to like use a rope or something.
Something like that.
Or one of
those
those
branch
shoes.
cutters. Yeah.
Or
they've
like
got all
in
that gear.
Mulan, where she uses like the weights. To
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I always
Yep.
think of that.
Absolutely. Chandler, let's start with you. What have you been up to? We've never talked to you before.
I have been adjusting to life in Washington.
When did you move to Washington?
I moved exactly 1 year from the pageant.
Oh wow.
So it was exactly 1 year
happy
ago.
Washington anniversary. That's a rough month to move in.
Yeah.
Here, February in Washington.
Yes, the drive was interesting. We had a lot of people concerned about driving up from Atlanta to here during February, but we made it. So.
You probably got a lot of snow like in the middle of the country.
Yes.
I'm sure. I don't know if you went through Colorado or.
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. From Atlanta, you said?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So you live in Redmond now, right?
Yes,
And
that's
you're
right.
moving to Lakeland?
Yes.
So I don't know if you've been to Lake Tapps yet.
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
yes.
that place is awesome. Really great in the summer. Awesome lake, awesome view. Bonnie Lake is great. It's pretty close to there, but
What's beyond Lakeland? Like,
we don't talk about that.
Okay.
I
I
think
would
it's a
see
lot of
everything disappear on the map after that.
It kind of does. It's a lot of Muckleshoot Highland up there and a lot of forested region. It's not a whole lot. But there's a great froyo place there, Minchie's.
Yeah, they just went under new management.
Oh, okay.
So they used to be closed all the time. So I would like, let's go to Menchie's with my friends. And then we'd show up and they'd be closed.
Yeah.
But now they've been open a lot more.
We
I
love
got
it.
to go
Even in the
last
winter.
week.
That's great.
Yes.
Like odd time of year, but
Yeah. I'll take it. Malia, what have you been up to?
Not much. School a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's Day in middle school was definitely interesting.
Which, you're in 8th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, middle school Valentine's.
They
That was
still-
just the roughest time of the year.
I know I do not.
Oh, yes.
terrible.
Not
For
like eighth.
sure.
Yeah.
Because especially this year, like all my friends got Valentine's. And I was just like, hey.
Wait, you didn't?
No.
Miss Auburn's outstanding teen didn't get a Valentine in
Nope.
middle school?
Single Pringle.
Oh my gosh. I just remember, do they still do the paper ones?
Well, that, like, the boxes and things, that ends in elementary school. So, like, 5th grade was our last year of that. But in elementary school, there's always, like, competition who can get the best box, like, best Valentine's
Wow.
box. But now it's just, like, couples giving each other, like, laundry baskets full of candy and flowers.
Oh,
God.
wow.
Do they
How
record
do
it
we-
for social media?
I mean, I don't know, but because I'm not involved in it.
Okay.
Is
But-
there a
It's coming from-
candygram
it's
service at
coming
least?
Oh,
like,
yeah. So we used to do candygrams, and then we found out that ASB can't sell candy. Like, they can't
Oh, really?
sell candy to us.
Oh, what about like carrots?
Well,
And broccoli.
we did Croc Charms this year.
I don't know. What is that? Oh, croc charm. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I have a full croc charm myself.
Yeah,
They're both
so-
charmed up.
So we had like the Croc for, it's usually ASB, but this year it was National Junior Honor Society, and I'm the president for my school, so we like came up with this idea for the Croc Gibbet fundraiser.
I was
So
going to
we
say
did-
gibbets. Yeah, that's how,
yeah,
that's how I know of them.
The candygrams instead, but with Croc Gibbets.
That's
and
cool.
So yeah, it was
Do you
fun.
have like school specific gibbets to the school?
No, we did like we did mostly Valentine's Day,
okay.
and then there was like cars and characters from TV shows and everything. It was
I
fun.
have like a lot of Chipotle and Taco Bell.
Oh yeah, we
I
had
don't know
like
what that says about
McDonald's
me.
ones, Chipotle ones. It was crazy.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. Well, let's talk about both of you. So you're both recently crowned. That was last Saturday. By the time people listen to this, that'll be 2 Saturdays ago. Chandler, let's start with you. What led you? Well, first of all, what led you to pageantry in general, and then pageantry in Auburn?
Well, pageantry in general started for me with really experimenting with a lot of things that I could use as an outlet for expressing myself creatively or being able to open up about my schizophrenia is something that I really wanted to do. And just this year, I watched Miss America, I believe it was January 5th, and
That sounds
I
right. Yeah,
became
yeah.
so inspired, and I was so moved when they brought out the old Miss Americas, like from the 60s and stuff. I saw my great-grandmother in her, and who was also schizophrenic, and died basically in stigma, and surrounded with stigma in a time that people did not understand at all schizophrenia.
Right.
And I didn't want that to be me, I guess. I wanted to make an impact and change people's perception of what a schizophrenic person looks like, acts like, does. And it's most of the time very negative.
Yeah.
So people's perception.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do.
That's really powerful. So I remember like 10 years ago now, probably, I watched a TED Talk from a woman who had schizophrenia, and she talked about how living with it. And the thing that struck me at the time was like, oh, it just seems like a person talking. Like, you know, you would never, I don't know, like a lot of things that you see in like media or movies, you see schizophrenia portrayed a very negative way and probably very wrongly in a lot of cases. So that was super eye-opening. But so you're saying this is your first time ever doing this?
That's right.
Wow. And you won it all. That's amazing. So your whole community service initiative, is that right? Am I
Yes.
saying that right?
Yes,
Community service
that's right.
initiative, that's around schizophrenia, right?
Yes.
And you wrote and are writing a children's book, right?
Yes, that's
Talk
correct.
about that a little bit.
Sure. So not a lot of children are affected by schizophrenia. However, they still can be, or have a parent or sibling who has schizophrenia, or it's just good to know in general, to be prepared if you do have an episode, or your friend may, that you know what's going on. Like, I was 15 when I had my first episode, and if I had any sort of idea what was going on, that would have been helpful, and just incredibly helpful in getting proper prescriptions and diagnosed early.
When did you get diagnosed?
When I was 17.
When you were 17? So 2
Yes.
years.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That must have been really scary. Those 2 years, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How did that happen? How did you become diagnosed? Was that like a process, or was it a lot of like doctor's visits and talks with people?
It was a lot of visits. I actually didn't believe it the first time. She said, "Well, have you ever considered schizophrenia?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I'm not schizophrenic. I don't act schizophrenic," because I was holding stigma against it. Right. And I had an idea in my mind of what a schizophrenic person was supposed to look like and act like, and it wasn't me. I visited 2 other doctors who told me the same thing for me to believe it, in multiple different cities even. So I was finally put on the correct amount of medication really when I moved here. So it's been a journey for sure. In Atlanta, I was on like too little of the medication that I was supposed to be on. And my doctor here told me that wasn't capping my dopamine, and which can actually be fatal. So I thought that was interesting. But
so it's been a good move here.
It's been a great move.
That's good.
Yes.
And you finished college in
I did
Atlanta?
not.
Oh, okay.
I did not. I completed 2.5 years at Savannah College of Art and Design, and transferred to Georgia State University to continue my studies in art history there.
Awesome.
And then I moved here.
Well, the good thing about Miss Auburn is you get some scholarship money.
Yes.
Do you have a plan to continue here somewhere?
Yes, I would love to. I'm currently accepted to Arizona State online.
Okay.
And I would just love to continue my understanding of schizophrenia and do non-degree seeking work around psychology and maybe even things that would help me as Miss Auburn, like event planning or art to help with my book. So
there's plenty of arts around here.
Yeah.
You know, we have the Postmark Center as well. You know, you could volunteer there. But
absolutely,
yeah. So your book addresses schizophrenia, like specifically, like just helps people, like opens their eyes, because like you talk about the stigma, and I do notice that there's a lot of villainization as if it's almost as if it's not up to the person themselves. You know, it's like any type of media you'll see, like, oh, this person, it can be traced to that. It's like, not really though. It's just a mental illness, and like sort of like Washington is probably better. I would say. I'm glad you got that help here, and hopefully this podcast helps as well.
Good healthcare. Yeah, absolutely. Awareness. Yeah, I think, and what you're saying is it's very important. A lot of people, especially when they're young, they probably have no idea what it is they're experiencing, and just having other people not explain it to them, but have a resource for them to learn about it. I think that's incredibly helpful. So your book, when did you start writing that? And what, like Chester was saying, like what is it about? What kind of story does it tell?
It is about a little boy named Theo. Sorry, I have to say, I keep looking at the camera, and I'm so sorry. I keep looking at it. You should have never told me it was there. Oh my gosh.
We'll put a piece of paper over it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's like it's a third person, like I'm making eye contact. Okay. My book is about a little boy named Theo who has schizophrenia, and he's basically just explaining that his brain works in a special, different way. Yeah. And he sees things sometimes that other kids can't see. He hears things that other kids can't hear sometimes, and believes things that may not be true. So the delusion part and the paranoia,
right?
Or the obsessive thoughts. That's what that is.
Oh, cool. How old is Theo in the book?
7.
Is it short for Theodore?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the backstory for him?
Just in my head.
That's awesome. When I know you said it's not published, and you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to, but do you know like if there's like a timeline of when people could check it out?
Well, originally I was planning on self-publishing on Amazon,
Yep.
but I think I can find a good publisher.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do that. And so right now I'm currently on the journey of just trying to find a publisher.
That's super cool. You have to let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you back on the podcast.
Autograph a copy for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be great.
Honestly.
Malia, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. I just love listening to Chandler. I love your voice.
Good podcast voice. Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Malia, what is so same question to you. What got you into pageantry and what led you to Auburn? You live in Auburn, right?
Yes. So I grew up in like South Seattle and in like Renton area. And I always like have had this like need and want to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like pictures of a little book that I made when I was like 6 or 7 about like how I'm gonna help people get more rights and all this stuff, and I'm gonna change the world. And so when I came here to Lakeland, I got involved in my school musical. I'm a theater kid.
Okay. Well, what musical was it?
My first musical was The Jungle Book, and I was Bagheera, but I like did not
Which one's
expect to
Bagheera?
get
The Panther, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
I did not expect to get a lead at all, but I was like really excited about it. And our director, Callie McCarthy, is the mom of our former
I was gonna say Maddie
2024
McCarthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Maddie
awesome.
McCarthy, our Miss Auburn's teen. So a couple years ago, I went and I saw her competing because I'm friends with her little sister and I'm connected to their family. We live in the same neighborhood, so it's
Okay.
like know their family pretty well. And I was able to see Miss Auburn, and I was like, oh, I think I could do this. But then I kind of like left me and I had a softball tournament the next year, so I didn't get to watch. And it was like, then this year my friend Maya competed as well, and she was like, oh, Malia, you should really do this with me. Like, I really want to have a friend there. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm signing up. So
Yeah.
that's how I signed up.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you had you been introduced to pageantry at all before that?
No.
Not at all. Wow, that's crazy. So you both first time,
Yep.
one and
Yes.
done. I guess you can compete at other ones, right? If
Yeah,
ever
you
wanted
can
to?
compete basically.
After this.
Yeah, so neither of us, she can't be Miss Auburn again, I can't be Miss Auburn's teen again, but we can go make changes in different communities.
That's
around us.
amazing. Malia, what is your community service initiative?
My
Am I saying that right? Is that
Yes.
right? I don't know why
Yes.
that's so hard for me every time.
Yes.
My community service initiative is Stories That Heal, inspiring compassion through storytelling and culture sharing.
So you're both storytellers.
Yes.
Do you like to write as well?
I do. I have always had the dream of being an author. Like,
Ooh, okay. So we have this magazine that we produce 4 times a year, and I'm always
fishing,
looking for
yeah.
content. Let me know if you want to write in it. I'm
Sounds
only
good.
half kidding. No, but seriously, do you guys want to? No, I'm kidding.
Just an op-ed.
So I used to be a journalist. I used to write a lot every single day. Have to write like 3 or 4 stories. Some of them not very good. So authorship, very important and very interesting. And please
Yes.
continue to do that. I love reading, and people need to read. And Chester likes to read. You've been reading a lot lately, right?
Yeah. I've gotten back into it.
Gotten back into it. I've been trying to.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's one. I don't know. It's like when I'm on the train, I'll read a little bit, or like right before bed. But then I just get really sleepy.
I'm reading
Yeah.
Stephen King fairy tale again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I really like that one.
I'm rereading When We Cease to Understand the World. This is like my 4th time reading it. I'm obsessed with that book. I don't know why. If you want reading recommendations later, let me know. Probably don't read that one though. I think it's a little it's a little heavy for 14-year-old.
Sounds heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very heavy.
yeah, one of my favorite books, I've read it like 6 times, and it talks a lot about like Native American culture. And I really appreciate like all the cultures that are in the United States, and like getting to experience and learn about other people's cultures. And I really enjoy like going to different friends' house and eating the stuff that their parents cook, and like and
Yeah,
so
that's the best part.
yeah, exactly. I love food. But I wanted my community service initiative to be centered around culture, because in my own life with hula and Hawaiian culture, it's been like one of the most important things in my life to keep me centered, to have a family within hula and within my Hawaiian culture.
So that gets me into my last question for you both. Was your talent that you did on
Yeah.
stage. So you hula dance.
Yes, so I hula dance. I've been dancing since I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I'm actually not Hawaiian, I'm Japanese, but my dad's mom grew up in Hawaii, and my cousin, her dad's Hawaiian. So we did it together, and it's just been such an amazing experience, and I've loved learning the Hawaiian culture and being able to be immersed in that every Sunday when I go to practice, but also just knowing that I have that family behind me.
Have you been to Hawaii?
I have. I've been to 3 islands.
I was going to say, you
This
could
guy's
probably
been to
convince
Hawaii.
your parents. Yeah, I
All
went
the
to
time.
Maui, but you could probably convince your parents, like, oh, I need to do some research for my dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we need to go back.
One of my trips to Hawaii is actually to Kauai, where
Okay.
my halau is from, or my hula group, and we went on a huaka'ia journey, and that was like for our halau, and so the entire week I was able to be immersed in the Hawaiian culture, and I got to go to places that no tourist gets to go to, and I was able to really see Hawaii, especially Kauai as it was. And we would spend every morning going to a different place in Kauai, and we'd spend the afternoon dancing hula in the yard and going to the beach and just feeling connected to our culture, to the island, and to ourselves.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous.
Dumb question. Are the pyrotechnics just like a different stage of hula, or is that just
I think that might be, I think that's like
is that just for
Tahitian.
tourists or
No.
Tahitian?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it's for the
Tahitian
tourists,
is
yeah.
like Tahiti, and it's like a different kind of Polynesian dance. But I did do some Tahitian when I was younger, but definitely no fire.
There's no
Gotcha.
fire in your...
No.
Did you have to
no
like,
fire.
what, you didn't have to like wear a dress while you're doing it, right?
Yeah, so we actually have, there's 2 different types of hula. There's kahiko hula, which is like the traditional that's been passed down for generations, and then there's awana, which is more modern hula. And kahiko usually wear like a blouse and a pa'u or skirt, and so that's what I danced this time was kahiko. And then there's awana, which is more the traditional or the more modern dance, which you'll see like at the luau's. And
Right.
so when you go to a luau, it's not always 100% traditional, but it's we do shows a lot around here, private shows, public shows within our halau, and we like to really teach the traditional methods of hula to the public and be able to educate people. And that's what I want to do with my CSI for everyone in the area, is not just my own culture, but be able to use interviews and other people to really share their stories and help us connect more through empathy in our cultures.
It's really cool. Yeah, we could use
Love
a
it.
lot more of that.
Yes.
Chandler, and you read from your book, right?
Yes.
Talk about that. How was that?
Nerve-wracking a little bit.
Was that the first time, I don't know if people in your family have heard or read it yet, or was that the first time kind of publicly sharing that?
Yes, it was.
To, no pressure, but a room full of like 200 people.
Yeah, totally nerve-wracking, and bigger picture, just like being open about schizophrenia in front of a room of, like you said, 200 people was a really big step for me. And it's different opening up in group therapy when everybody kind of knows what's going on.
Right.
But in front of people that you really don't know and can't even really see, that it was hard, but really rewarding. And I'm so happy that I was able to have the opportunity to share.
Yeah, it sounds like it made a mark. Obviously, you both are here because you won. So congratulations. Thank you both for sharing
Thank you.
a lot about yours. We're just going to run through some PSAs and things happening. Malia, the first of which is the magical music of Harry Potter at the symphony. I don't know if have you read Harry Potter? Do kids read Harry Potter nowadays?
Yes, but
Okay.
I read the first book, and don't judge me, but I got bored and I didn't read the
Actually,
rest.
I completely agree. They are pretty boring.
I own all of them, which is the thing. Like, my mom bought the whole series, and I didn't even read it.
Which did she buy it for you?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's like when you get into a hobby.
But it was like
and you buy the most expensive thing first.
Oh my gosh, that's what I'm struggling with right now, because I've got into like adult coloring
Yeah.
and making like, I got like the expensive alcohol markers and making it really nice. So I'm like, I can't give up on this hobby.
That is
because
good.
I
It
spent-
makes you do it.
I spent $40 on like 48 markers.
Wow.
Like-
Well, you said really. I was expecting more. 48. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You should get into climbing.
But
You're like $400 in the hole before you even
yeah,
get on there.
I'm so like I really want, because I feel like every time I color, I'm like I need more colors.
Yeah.
But every time I'm like I really don't want to spend $200 on more
Yeah,
You
markers.
get your parents to do
Especially
it.
Faber-Castells, those line drawing pens. Yeah, those are always expensive. They keep going up too.
Well, see, I know nothing
Yeah,
about that, but
everything
I
is just
agree.
getting more and more expensive.
I'll tell you that. So Auburn Symphony, the magical music of Harry Potter. That's on the 1st of March. Excuse me. That's at the where is that? That's the Federal Way Performing Arts Center. You can find that info on our community calendar on the website. And then also coming up, speaking of Postmark, we have Art Gallery 101. This is pretty interesting, Chester. It teaches you how to like show an art gallery.
How to show it?
Yeah,
So,
how to be like a I don't know,
basically
like
a
curator.
conductor?
It's like a
Yeah.
curator, like
Oh.
a
Docent.
conductor. I don't know about that, but
curator is a better word. Yeah.
how to be a train conductor. I would go to that class because I've always been
symphony.
interested.
I was in symphony mode, but
Oh, well, yeah, I could see that too.
back to the Harry Potter thing. Is
yeah.
it the John Williams soundtrack?
Yeah, no. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the music from Harry Potter. I saw that, so I didn't see this. Obviously, I'm not a time traveler, but there was a similar show in Spokane when I lived there, and it was the same. It was the music of Harry Potter. It was pretty cool.
I love that.
I had a lot of fun. I'm a millennial, so is
Yeah,
Chester. We grew up with Harry Potter and the movies. Have you seen the movies?
I watched the movies
No?
once when I was in like first grade. Me and my
Pretty
whole
scary
family
movies.
we were sick, and so we watched all of them. But I have like no memory.
Okay.
It was that boring.
It was a
could-
long time ago.
So when you read the books, nothing will be spoiled.
yes,
You'll have no idea what's going on. You don't even know that Harry dies in the second book. No, I'm kidding.
no, because I'm in an advanced math class, and so everyone in there has read Harry Potter, and they all get so mad at me. They're like, "How could you not read?"
In the
Harry
advanced math class?
Yes, because everyone's like in honors and
Yeah.
like basically very, very much nerds. But
Just because of Harry Potter. Yeah.
No,
It helps you
and-
with math.
I read Harry Potter and I suck at math.
and they all are like, "Oh my gosh, Malia, I can't believe that you haven't read Harry Potter. I get judged so much for it."
You should read not Twilight. What's a competing book series, and then do that to them. Oh, I
God,
can't
there was
believe
a
you
lot.
haven't read
Artemis Fowl. I don't even know.
Yeah, The Lion, the Witch, and the
Percy
Wardrobe.
Jackson.
Oh, Percy
Yeah,
Jackson. Have you read those?
Yeah, I've read those.
Okay, so then second to last, we've got Auburn Community Players. So speaking of community theater, how to succeed in business without really trying. I think this is the second weekend this is happening, but that's at Green River College. Tickets available online. And then lastly, March 8th, we have Postmark Second Saturdays, which is the Postmark is open from 12 to 4. Each month it's free. You can just kind of check out. There'll be, I think this one is Real Lady A, Welcome to the Porch performance. So a musical act. Come hang out. If you're free on Saturday, check it out. Chandler, don't come down from Redmond for that, but maybe, I don't know. When do you move to Lakeland?
Sometime in the next 2 months.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Super quick. Okay, here we go. My favorite part. So for every episode, excuse me, we do trivia. Angie, who's not on the episode, created this one. It's very general Auburn questions.
So scared.
So the way that this works is we like to dunk these pieces of wood in some hot sauce. And for every question that you all get wrong, we all try a little hot sauce, me included. Everyone.
Oh gosh, you
So
guys
the
better get
incentive-
all of them right.
The incentive is on us to not give you stuff that's unanswerable, if that makes sense. And like I said before, we record. This is a lot of hot sauce.
That
Sorry.
was quite the dunk.
If this is too hot, don't keep going. Just you can put your stick down.
Oh goodness.
We won't even poke fun or anything. I got some on my finger. I'm gonna try to put it on there. Okay.
Napkins.
And the hot sauce that we're trying. Sorry, I had to try it a little bit.
It looks like cinnamon applesauce or something.
It's not that bad. But just don't immediately swallow it because then it gets in your throat and it can be a lot. This is Hinson Holiday Hot Sauce. Mayor Nancy Backus. I don't know if you're familiar with her. I was kidding, obviously.
Might have heard.
I think she MCs
Yeah.
Miss
Yes.
Auburn.
She
You-
gave
you
us
all
a
know her.
pep talk before the
Oh
show.
wow,
Yes.
that's amazing! A pep talk from the mayor. She gave this to me. I don't know where she got it. I assume from a friend or she made it. I have no idea. But we're gonna try it. Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So first question. I think there's 10 questions. All right. Well, good luck.
And Angie.
What was the city of Auburn originally called? What was the original city of Auburn name?
Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Wow, how'd you know that?
I looked it up.
For this?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
What year was the first Miss Auburn competition?
I defer to the Miss Auburns in my presence.
Can I
Like
give?
I said, this is my first.
I'll give you a hint for decades. It's in the 60s. That narrows it down. You have a 1
I
in
don't
10
want to
shot.
get it wrong.
I'll take it.
68.
Okay. Is that
No,
68?
it's not 68. But I want to hear what Jess was going to say. Unless you were going to say 60.
Is
gonna
it,
say-
was it 64?
65?
63.
63.
Yeah.
All right, a little bit of hot sauce. But go easy on yourselves. I think it's habanero. I don't think Chandler likes it.
I'm so bad. at
There is
all
water.
stuff.
If you need some, okay, we'll keep going. Chester's locked in. Who was
My
the first
sinuses.
Miss Auburn, Washington? Do either of you know this?
First Miss Auburn.
There's no way you're gonna know this. We're gonna skip this one.
Okay, yeah,
It's
this
Ann
is-
Warden.
Okay, Anne.
How many Auburns are there in the U.S.? I'm gonna give you multiple choice here. I should have for these last ones, but I don't think it would have helped.
Right.
How many Auburns are there in the United States? 12, 27, 32, or 56?
I was going to say 2.
I thought it was much lower than that.
Yeah.
I'll say 12.
I'm going to go with
What were you gonna say?
27.
27.
32.
What?
32. Yes, I know. Okay, a little bit more. Here's one for anybody who likes true crime. What year was the Green River Killer caught?
2001?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even give you. Yeah.
My mom
Great
was
job.
talking about that the other day.
Did you know about this before?
Well, I heard she was talking about it, but I had no idea what she was talking about.
When, I remember growing up, I would just see him on the news all the time, but that's just because I was watching the news when he was caught, I guess.
Everything seemed, I don't know why that story just seemed
Wait,
like it
what
was from
even
the past.
happened?
Oh, I don't know if you should
Even
talk
what
about
was
it.
happening.
He murdered a lot of people.
That does not sound fun.
Right around here. So be
Scary.
careful out there. No, we're just
It's a different Green River.
yeah, different. Yeah, it wasn't even the Screen River. Question 6. At its peak, oh, here we go. How tall is the Crow with Fries sculpture at Let's Go Park? I'm going to give you multiple choice. 10 feet, 12 feet, 15 feet, or 24 feet.
What's the peak? Is it the
Use
fry?
your context clues. No, top of the head. The fry's on the ground. Oh, you mean, is there one in his mouth? Yeah, there is one in his mouth. No. The
It's
top
like
of
angled.
its head.
Okay.
Have you seen Crows with Fries yet?
I've seen it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
What was
I
the
love
options
it.
again?
10, 12, 15, or 24.
15.
15.
Oh,
I'm
it's
sorry. I keep
24,
leading you
isn't it?
down the wrong path.
I was going to say 24.
It's 12.
It was 12.
I know it was modest, but
It's like it's a little bit shorter than I would have expected. This is pretty good, honestly.
It's spicy.
It is spicy. Okay, question 7. Where is the Great Wall of Auburn located? I'll give you multiple choice. Game Farm Park, Main Street, Lakeland Hills, or no one knows. It's a long time legend.
No one knows it's a long time
It's
legend.
Game Farm Park.
What? Where?
did Angie come up with that last one? That's just
I think Jason and Angie. So
Wait,
if you go to Game
where
Farm
is it?
Park, which is close to Lakeland, Chandler,
Okay, well, yeah, I've been there before.
you can play pickleball there in the spring and summertime, or you can play it now if you want to and it's not raining. There's a wall that goes across the back edge of it, which would be like the southeastern side.
I don't
And it
think
runs
I've
up
ever
against
been.
the. Well, so now it's kind of paved over with the bridge over to Game Farm Wilderness
I'm gonna
Park.
have to
But
go and check it out there.
do check it out; it's awesome. We don't have to do hot sauce for that.
is it
one.
used to
Give
block
you a break.
invasion or anything?
I think it's like a retaining wall for the water to not. I don't know. Somebody smarter than me will write in or they're yelling at their podcast app right now. Question 8: which city is not a sister city of Auburn? A. Tamba, Japan. B. Yerevan, Armenia. C. Yuhang, China. And then D. Moladabari, Italy.
Oh, it's the one. Wait, could you say the questions again?
Shoot.
Knowing
the answers?
Angie, I think it's the Armenia one.
Yes, Chester.
It's not.
I think you knew it too.
Because I was looking upstairs and I know there's one in Japan. I know there's one in China, and they were telling me in my mock interview about the Italy one because
Yeah.
I'm learning Italian and I want to go.
Oh,
to
really?
Italy.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we're
Duolingo.
very close to Tamba, Japan. We send a delegation there every once in a while.
Upstairs is a display case if you want
Yeah.
to check it out. A bunch of
It is
gifts.
very cool. Question 9: true or false? This is for you too specifically, Chester. You can answer.
Okay.
True or false for the ladies? Nancy Backus is Auburn's first female mayor.
True.
Good job.
You answered it before me.
And 10. This is completely random. How many words and expressions does Scotland have for snow? A, 4, B, 9, C, 28, or D, 421?
I love these Auburn themed questions.
I kind of want to say 28.
Final answer?
I'm not
Is it
being
all just
tricked
different?
again. I'm going for 400.
Oh, good job. It's 400.
Really?
It's just snow pronounced different ways, like snow.
That is, I mean, this is what, this is literally what Angie wrote. Random trivia question, LOL. Wow. Maybe it was just on our mind. I don't know. Well, good job. You guys did great. How warm was it? Scale of 1 to 10.
The hot sauce?
Hot sauce? I don't ever have hot sauce.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this was
10.
probably.
For me, it was a lot. Yeah.
It was
But-
11 for her.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say it was 11.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can bill us if you have any.
It made one eye water for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, Chester always has weird reactions
It
sometimes.
made no
Yeah.
eyes water for me.
You powered through it. You guys did great.
It kind of tasted like the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. Those
I
are the
could see
only
that.
spicy chips that I like.
You know, I can't eat Cheetos. Well, I can't. I can eat Cheetos. I just don't anymore. But the spicy hot Cheetos, loved them.
What about
It
Chester's?
has to be the cheddar jalapeno ones.
Okay, see, I never got
Those
to
are
try those.
great,
I think
yeah.
those came out after.
Those are more mild, but
You know what I miss? And then we're going to end the show, but just really quick. My favorite snack of all time, Target used to have this big bucket of cheese balls, and it was like $5 for like a huge tub of it, and they had a spicy one. And it was my favorite thing in the whole world, and I would buy a big bucket and just kind of walk around with it in the house and then take it to the park with me. It was like my little friend.
emotional support.
Yes.
Cheese
and it would
balls.
take you
Yeah.
like, if you're kind of eating like liberally, it would take you like a whole week to finish it. But by the time like you ate a little bit, you'd just be like coated in that like disgusting.
And they
does.
stain your
Yeah.
fingers.
Oh, yeah,
like you wash it
absolutely.
off, but it's still there.
And then you would see the residue from the balls as it like gets lower and lower and lower, and you would just know that that's in your body now.
Yeah.
It was so good. I loved it.
Those in the big popcorn tins too. Like I think they might still have those.
I know what you're
but,
talking about.
Yeah, they're like huge.
I like those cookie tins that people actually eat
Yes.
cookies out of sometimes.
But they were like
Yes. Wait.
buckets.
I don't
Yeah.
understand the people who don't eat cookies out of them. Like in my at my grandparents' house, they always had like a full one. I never have used
See,
it for
what my
anything
grandparents'
else.
house, they would
Just
have the cookie
decoration.
tin, but yeah, there would be like
Sewing
pins. Yeah, like a
supplies.
pin in there, or
Yeah.
Interesting.
maybe some like Freedent gum or like Werther's Originals for some reason.
No,
False
it's
advertising.
always been cookies for
Well,
me.
never lose that. Always eat the cookies in there. Okay, thank you so much, Chandler and Malia, for joining us. This is really fun. Anything else before we go?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
All right, awesome. Make sure you share with all your friends.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.